This is
338
on 1. A weekly sports talk session from WUTM sports director Josh Lemons, where he sits down with players, coaches, and fans to discuss everything Skyhawk athletics. Now, host Josh Lemons with some one-on-one.
Welcome to a special presentation of One-on-One. I'm here with Skyhawk head soccer coach Phil McNamara. The squad just won the OVC championships, headed to the NCAAs. First off, congratulations, Coach. What a great job that the squad did this season.
Outstanding. Absolutely thrilled for the players, excited for the university, excited for the soccer program and the athletic department here at UT Martin.
I was fortunate enough to get to speak to you earlier, right about the start of the season. Just take us through the progression of this season, the progression of the squad from the start to where they are now.
Okay. Well, we came in very fresh. We had a lot of new players, of course, and we're very young. We've got 13 freshmen and sophomores on this team, 2 juniors and 5 seniors. So we knew we had talent. We weren't sure whether we were going to have what it takes to win a championship, just on the experience side of things. And that's where our seniors really came up big for us here lately, and we're delighted about that. Early in the year, our schedule was balanced, and we had an opportunity to win games. Then it did strengthen again right before we got into OVC regular season, and we went through a little bit of a wobble during that stage. We tied a few games I felt like we should have won, and we lost a couple of close games by 1 goal. However, I think the message all season to the players was, girls, we're very close. We don't need to change a lot. We just need for 1 or 2 opportunities to go our way. We felt like we had a lot of bad luck the entire season in tight games. And at some point, a coach knows that what goes around comes around. And I honestly believe that we were going to have a moment of good fortune, and it just happened that would be this week in the tournament, and everything went in our favour, and the girls played absolutely outstanding, so thrilled for them.
What was your mentality going into the tournament? Maybe game plan, strategy, just sort of take me through your mentality going into that Friday game.
Well, first of all, we knew we were going to face at least 2 teams in the tournament that had already beaten us during the regular season. The first game, Eastern Illinois University had beat us here at home, but it was a game that we felt like we dominated. We outshot them 29-6, I believe, that day, and lost 1-0. We were delighted to see that we had them in the first round. We knew we were going to face the number 2 seed in the Friday game, which is EKU, and we had lost at their place 2-1 and had not played well for the second half. So we knew if we could put 2 halves of soccer together, that's a team that we could beat. So now it became a task of, well, how do we win 3 games in 4 days against teams that have only needed to play 2 games in 3 days?
Right.
And so we set out with the mindset that we're going to use the entire squad as much and as often as we possibly could. We went to a rotation system. I feel like we really nailed our rotation systems during the games, and for the most part we only had a couple of players that had to play 90 minutes each game, and they're typically your central defender type players,
right,
and your goalkeepers. So the game plan went really well.
Does that rotation system really help with keeping fresh legs and keeping a fresh player out on the pitch?
For sure. What we talked about was keeping a high level of intensity on the field, and we really rotated about 16 players in that rotation, and in 1 or 2 of the other games we got to even maximize the entire squad, even with a goalkeeping change in the EKU game. So it was important to us that the players coming off the bench knew that they had a shift to run, and they had to do it with pace and power and work rate, and they did that in the tournament, and that's a huge part of why I feel like we scored goals late in both the games on Thursday and on Sunday.
definitely a vindication for your three seniors on the squad. When they were freshmen, went up against Moorhead State in the OVC championship and lost. What a great feeling for them in their last season as seniors to be able to not only get back to the championship game, but against the same opponent that they lost to as freshmen. Did they talk to you at all about that after the game or maybe beforehand?
Well, I think I was more aware of that than what they were actually. Our three seniors that had played in that game, Katie Imperial, Brooke Robertson, and Melissa Govia, and all three of them have done an outstanding job for this program, and they're great kids, very good students and very well known around campus, and just good people. And I wanted it, maybe a little 10% more for those three kids because for them they've came full circle, if you like, and couldn't be any sweeter to beat the team your senior year that you lost to your freshman year. So ecstatic for those three kids, and they'll take this experience away for the rest of their lives, and UT Martin will be embedded in their memories now for the rest of their days, and that's pretty exciting.
We talked about very young squad, a lot of freshmen on there. OVC MVP was a freshman on your squad, Lucy Pater. Talk about her progression as she seemed to really come in due to some injuries, Coach.
Well, first of all, I love Lucy. Lucy is just an outstanding person. Great attitude, great work ethic, and really became a quality player this year. I can't tell you how good this kid has played here down the stretch from about October onwards. She's been our best player on the team, and this was a player that was actually struggling from after about the first week in pre-season for about the first month, finding her way because she's really a centre midfielder, and we had rotated her in the centre mid. She started a few games in centre mid. She looked good very early, and then it seemed like she dipped off, and we were trying to encourage her and trying to help her to find her confidence, and she actually had an injury that kept her off the field for about 10 days. And I believe somehow that time on the bench and just relaxing and watching and knowing that she can't play, I think it took a bit of pressure off her. And when she came back, she just had a little extra step in her play and a little more passion. And Sam Dunn, who was probably our best player last year as on the squad as a freshman, unfortunately had an ACL in the SIUE game, and it was actually a parent that, not Lucy's parent but another player's parent that had seen Lucy play in that position, indicated to me, Lucy can play the centre back position, and so we threw her back there, and it was a duck to water. She was absolutely awesome.
One other freshman that's really emerged is in goal.
Big time. Mariah Klinke, a freshman goalkeeper, standing at 5'10", and still growing day by day. I just hope I can afford to feed that girl that next year. She's a big girl, but she's been absolutely outstanding. She came in and similar story to Lucy, but she got an opportunity early because our senior goalkeeper, Lauren McKenzie, who's also an outstanding goalkeeper, she got injured, and so Mariah got the taste of it early, but she always knew in her mind that she had not really beaten Lauren out. She was given the spot because of the injury. So she played against Old Miss, and we told her 10 minutes before the kickoff against Old Miss, you're starting, and she had the game of her life. And after that game, we knew, wow, there's a lot of potential with this girl. And but then it became a little psychological battle between her and Lauren won that battle, being a senior and being more experienced for a large part of the season. And then it flip-flopped right at the end. Mariah got a chance, she took it, and she gave us something that a little extra over Lauren down the stretch. Being the height that she is, right. She gave us a physical presence in the box, and playing against the OVC opponents that we do, that extra leverage can come in very handy, and that's really the reason why Mariah ended up starting, but she also improved immensely with her kicking, and that was an area that Lauren was much stronger than Mariah at the start of the season. So very pleased the way Mariah has progressed, and she'll need a big game come Saturday night, that's for sure.
Well, and let's get to that, because I'm sure that's what's on everybody's mind here. Number 5th in the country, only one of 2 squads that don't have an L on the record. However, when I started breaking it down, y'all have the most shots on goal in the OVC. They have the most shutouts. Y'all have the least shutouts in the OVC. It's really going to be an interesting matchup come Saturday night, Coach.
Well, it could be. It really could be. And of course, we know the size of the task ahead of us. Memphis have their program right where they want it, and it's been a 10 to 12 year process for them, and they're fully funded, and the coach there has been offered jobs, good jobs elsewhere, and they've rolled out the red carpet for Brooks to stay at Memphis, and he has his program exactly where he wants it, and he's a Memphis lad, and that's where his heart is, and that's pretty neat for him. He's really enjoying his program right now, following 12 years of extremely hard work. So they've got quality. They have a lot of international players, a lot of Canadian players, and they're full national team kids. So it'll be a great experience for our players either way. We're hoping we'll go down there and roll the sleeves up and make a good game of it, and I think our kids can. And I wanted this game so much for our kids because I think we'll get stretched in a different form this week than what we have been this season, and it'll be interesting to see if we can handle it.
Well, it's also a great opportunity, being that it's only 2.5 hours down the road, and that you have so many players from the state of Tennessee. The family and the fans can come out and actually support what is a first time, and definitely hopefully not a last time, event for UTM soccer.
That's correct. We have a big game Saturday night. Memphis are hosting for the first time, so they're really excited about their team hosting, and we couldn't have found a better game for recruiting, for getting the word out in the state of Tennessee about our program. People still ask the question, where is UT Martin? And on the soccer side of things, a lot of people are going to know after this week exactly where UT Martin is and where we're coming from, because I believe we've got a great program here, not only soccer-wise, but I think we have a great opportunity here for student athletes, and people just need to come here and see what's available instead of saying, where is it? And that's a little far off the beaten track. If they come here, they'll find there's a diamond in the rough, and this NCAA tournament will help our recruiting 1,000%. And
well, you and I talked after you defeated MTSU, and we talked about what that would do for recruiting, and that kind of pales in comparison to what this will do for recruiting.
It does, and probably a lot of our kids might have liked to have gone to Knoxville, to UT Knoxville, because that's where they're from. We have a lot of Tennessee kids from up in that direction. But the dynamics of this game will help us reach out to the East Tennessee soccer players, and I'm excited about that because there's a lot of talent coming out of Memphis and Nashville, and I hope we can offer them a good place to go to school now. And this game will really help with that issue, without question.
Well, Coach, best of luck Saturday night, and hopefully I get to talk to you sometime next week.
Thank you. We thoroughly look forward to it, and I'm just, again, can't tell you how happy I am and how proud I am of all the players on the squad. They have been outstanding this year. Their attitude, their work ethic, their commitment to each other, and that all came together in the OVC tournament. So we're proud champions.
This has been One on One. The views expressed in this program are not necessarily those of WUTM, the Department of Communications, or the University of Tennessee at Martin.